Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Hagayama, and I'd like to thank everyone to be your own hero. And I am so happy and blessed and hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. We did. We're not sure. We're actually filming this before Christmas. That's why we're kind of chuckling. But yes, I'm actually going to be coming out with another video for Christmas. But anyway, I am a stage 4 cancer patient with prostate, bone, and lung cancer. And I from the bottom of my heart, I just thank everyone for their support and well wishes all the time. And, and I try to thank everybody as they send me stuff or write me stuff. And so, if I have ever forgotten anybody, I apologize. It's not done on purpose. It's just getting pretty inundated, but keep them coming because I really, really enjoy it and it keeps me going. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone throughout the world for joining us here. Quick health update. I am recovering from my surgery. It's been, at this point, it's been about almost a week, and I'm still feeling it, but getting better every day, and I'm happy to be here. And I'm so thrilled about this time of year because it's such a great time where, I hope everybody is connecting with family and the people that you love. And I am so honored to have my good friend and co-host of Cancer Conquering Community, Katie Gasparri, and which we do starting in January. We're going to start doing them every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And we're really building a really nice community of people, and we've got some really, really wonderful people. And so if you want to join us, we have fun. And generally the room is slated for an hour from between 9 and 10, but we've been going over because people have things to share and they want to share, and it's just really a great thing. So I hope you join us. And at this time, what I'd like to do for our third and final part of our interview with my co-host and good friend, Katie Gasparri. So Katie, please introduce yourself.
My name is Katie Gasparri. I'm the founder of Katie Heals Consulting. And I went from being, stressed out, anxious, riddled with chronic pain and chronic disease. And I was 30 pounds overweight, relying on the doctors to try to give me the magic pill for 30 years. Finally, 4 years ago, I took my health into my own hands and I lost 30 pounds. I banished anxiety and stress, and I started feeling better where my internal was matching my external. And so this is the work I'm doing now. I'm showing others the Katie Heals protocols that I implemented to healing. And, Mark, you had said something about how, we have this community on Clubhouse that we're building, and, just the power of connections, which we're going to talk about today. I just really felt like, our community that we're building is just, we're just having like-minded people find us and connect with us. And it's really good. So I would encourage any of you who can join us live on Clubhouse to join. If you're looking for people to hear you and and just really listen to you without judgment, it's a great place to be.
And also on Katie's website, katieheals.com, she puts the recordings of all of the presentations that we do. So if you want to get an example of, what we do on the Clubhouse app, and if you need help with the Clubhouse app, please ask us, but it's all on Katie's website. So we'll post that on the YouTube video, and and Caring Bridge as well. So in fact, I posted on the last video, but we'll post it again for those of you who missed it. So Katie, what I'd like to talk about, last video we talked about diet and what you do as far as the body goes, and as far as what is good to put in your body. But I think just as important is what we feed our minds and what we put in our minds. And so we'll go back and forth, but I'd like you to share what your feelings are as far as how important is what you put in your mind.
Yes, that is great. Being a Christian, I believe that our words are extremely powerful. And just, we can go back to the Bible and Proverbs. The words of the mouth are deep waters, but the fountain of wisdom is a rushing stream. Even another Proverbs, from the fruit of their mouths, a person's stomach is filled. With the harvest of their lips, they are satisfied. The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruits. And so what that really means to me is that what we say can either keep us alive, happy, and healthy, or what we say can disempower us, make us sick, make us suffer. So I really believe that our mindset and our beliefs are really important, Mark.
I totally agree. Our minds are like a computer, and we're our own personal programmers of our computers. So whatever we put in, whether we do it intentionally or unintentionally, that's what goes in our minds, and that's what we dwell on. And we've talked about that several times, but it's so important to put good things in your mind. And particularly, I use positive affirmations before I go to sleep and when I wake up, because there's so much negativity in this world today. And it really is, I think, distressing for a lot of people. We're all battling so many different things with COVID lockdowns, the mandates, and all this different stuff swirling around us, and it's confusing, and it's not good for us. And so we have to kind of step back, put that aside, and put positive thoughts in our mind, so that it's just as important, and maybe more important. I don't really know, but what we put in our minds is critical. And so many people just let life happen around them and don't intentionally work on their minds. What do you think, Katie?
Yes. Guilty of that, guilty of letting life happen. And, one of the ways Mark and I connected is that we're just really positive people. And Mark and I are the same. We just want the best for everybody, and that's why we connected so well. But when I was really sick for a long time, my mind just started to plunder. It just started, my mindset really started to just take a dive, because I was just so caught up in life. I was working multiple jobs as a public special ed elementary school teacher. I had 4 jobs. I was traveling the world. I'm trying to find a mate so I could get married and have children. I was really caught up in life, checking off all the boxes. I'm at the top of my career. I'm traveling the world. But I didn't keep up with myself. The sicker I got, the sicker my thoughts got. And that started to manifest in my life, meaning I started to attract people who I would have never spoken to. And that's not judgment. It's just that I wouldn't have hung out with them. They weren't a positive person. But then I found myself being around these people because I lost track of me. And I lost track of, my sense of humor and my positive outlook, because I was so stressed and I was so anxious. And I was constantly wondering, why am I so stressed? Oh, I'm an anxious person. Oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm overweight. Oh, I'm sick. So my mind and my body, I just kept getting sicker because I really let go of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to let life take over your mind, and we always have to be in control. Otherwise, outside forces are going to work their way in, and that's not necessarily good, because your mind is broken down into your conscious and subconscious mind, and people don't realize how powerful the subconscious mind is, particularly uh, if you're still dealing with life, which I know a lot of us are, and you go to sleep and you're thinking about all the things that happen during the day, and you don't. And the term I like to use is, I feel that we should be cleansing our minds um, of the negative thoughts, and introducing the positive thoughts as much as possible, because I mean, for me, it's made such a huge difference in my life, and I know it's made a huge difference in Katie's life as well, that we stay on top of our mindset and our attitudes, which is really, really critical. And hopefully people who watch this can. And what we're looking for is this: we're looking for these people to develop these aha moments, like, oh wow, yeah, that makes sense. Hey, if you just pick up one thing or something, or anything, hey, we've accomplished what we're looking for. And what I'm looking for, and I know what Katie's looking for, is we're looking to help people, and to help people better their lives. And that's what it's all about, is contributing to the world, and contributing to make it better. And that's what our aim is to do. um, but attitude is just so critical. I mean, when I started on my cancer journey, the first thing that I did was, I decided that every single day that I wake up, I'm going to be positive no matter what. And no matter what is going to go on that day, whether I had a procedure, or had to deal with somebody who I didn't care for, or whatever it may be, that I was going to be positive about it. And so, looking back on this year, it's just, I can't even explain to you the great things that have happened as a result of that. I mean, I have connected with people all over the world, and I mean, it's to the point now where I'm doing interviews and podcasts and live streams, and people are putting posts up about my journey and things like that. And if I had a negative mindset, none of this would be happening. And so it's been amazing, absolutely amazing. And hopefully, I joke with my sister, and my sister would always say, my sister Julie, and she'll get a kick out of this. I'd ask her, hey, how you doing? And she'd say, okay. And I said, for me, why don't you say, that you're doing great, you know? And the funny thing about it is, when you verbalize something, when you verbalize, uh, when somebody asks you, hey, how you doing? And you say, I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing awesome. What's happening here is, you are telling your mind that you are, whether you are or not. But when you tell your mind that, it's going to reverberate, and it's going to become part of you. And so that's what's important, is telling yourself, whether you're feeling that way or not at the time, you're telling yourself in advance what you want to be. What do you think, Katie?
You said so many like golden nuggets there. I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. So I guess I'll ask who's listening. Do you have any tools that help you cleanse your mind? And I know before healing, I did not have tools that helped me cleanse my mind. And I think that's where I kind of got stuck in the anxiety and the stress and the pain and the exhaustion and the being overweight. I got caught up in that story because I really didn't have a way to cleanse my mind. And so that's something that I've, acquired over the last 4 years is these tools, to help me cleanse my mind so I can let go of the stressors of the day. Because let's be honest, if we turn on the news or social media or our phones, there's something there that's going to make us go, oh, why am I here? Why am I doing this? We start to question life because it just looks like a storm, right? So really cultivating those tools to help you cleanse your mind and cleanse your thoughts and cultivate tools to have positive thoughts, I have found are extremely important to keep you going, Mark, you want to say something?
Yeah. How do you incorporate that in your healing as far as when you're working with a client?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it depends on, the person. Some people are morning people, some people are night people. So forming a routine, that's where we begin. And we're building better habits because a lot of our habits are not great. So we're building better habits. I'm showing them better tools to create more empowering habits. So whether they have time in the morning, I have something I do right in the morning and right before bed now. But wherever you are, every step is a journey. So you might just take one tool on, and then in a couple months, I'm ready for another tool. And then a couple months later, I'm ready for another one. For me, I'm like a personal development junkie. I'm like, okay, give me another one. Oh, that's great. Okay, give me another one. Maybe it's my adrenaline rush. I'm no longer addicted to coffee and Starbucks chai tea lattes. I'm no longer addicted to those things. So maybe now I'm just addicted to becoming the best version of me. But yeah, so Mark, it's all about, teaching tools so the person can cultivate their own routine. And first thing in the morning, when I started to heal, I didn't sleep at night. So when you wake up in the morning, you're groggy, you're exhausted. So that wasn't the time for me to start cultivating anything. So I started, as soon as I had energy during the day, I would sit down and write like 10 things I was grateful for. So that's just how I started to change my mindset out of the stress, out of the anxiety, out of the pain, out of the, 30 pounds overweight. That's a lot. I'm 5'4". Carrying 30 plus pounds is a lot for me. So that just weighs you down. So I really, that was the first tool, Mark, that I started to cultivate, was writing down 10 things I was grateful for. Now, do I still do that? No. Now it's like robotic, like automatic for me. I wake up in the morning, I start praying, and as soon as I get into prayer, I start saying all the things I'm grateful for. And then after I talk all the things I'm grateful for to the Lord, then I ask the Lord to forgive me. And that's where I cleanse my thoughts. Forgive me for being quick to anger. Mark knows, one of the things I really worked on in 2021 was stopping cursing. So forgive me for cursing. I would constantly, so I cultivated a new way to help myself going forward, but it was baby steps. So now I'm a little bit more advanced, but first it started off with writing down every day 10 things I was grateful for. And then, it led into just taking some deep breaths, and eventually it led to prayer, which now I've kind of combined them all. And I find that, asking for forgiveness of my sins is how I cleanse my mind. And then through prayer, if there's something, a subconscious block that, I see, now that I've healed and removed all those inner blocks that were, attacking my body, now it's easier for me to see my own blocks, my mental blocks. I'm like, oh, something's blocking me from this. So I'll pray about it. ask God to help course correct my way, to show me what he wants me to do. And I'll ask him, take this from me, you know? So I've cultivated all these, these tools in a toolbox, and it puts together. So that's what I'm showing people now, is showing them the right tools for them. You know, what might work for you might not work for this person. So really helping someone, showing someone how to build their own toolbox to keep a positive mindset, to cleanse the stressors, you know, whether it's a physical or emotional stress. You know, we have stressors, and we've got to work on removing them and cleansing the old ones out. I totally, you know, one of the things that I learned through healing, and I teach everybody, or show everybody, is that, you know, you are your thoughts. They become a part of you. And so if you're ready to achieve it, you know, you got to believe it. And that's what, like Mark, he believes he has conquered cancer, and he is there. He's already there. It's just a time now. We're just waiting for the time to catch up, and his tests say, oh, it's all gone, because he believes it. So when you believe it and you subconsciously believe it, you're going to achieve it. You don't have to know. You know, this is part of being human. And this is what I learned on my healing journey, is that we have to let go of how. We're not mind readers. We're not fortune tellers. We can't predict the future. There's no freaking magic ball, magic wand. There is none of that. But when you believe it, you will achieve it. But you have to do life differently. You can't keep doing this. You know, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? We say that's a definition of insanity. So you have to do life differently. And it really is cultivating new tools to cleanse your mind, your body, and your soul, and new tools to help you have energy, you know, feel better and get better. And so, you know, that's what I'm showing my clients at Katie Heals.
Beautiful. You've touched on something that I think kind of segues into what we want to talk about, and that's connecting with oneself. And once connecting with oneself, the ability to connect with others as well. And so you've touched a little bit on connecting with oneself. So would you please share with us your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Thank you. A lot of people I work with now, and even myself, we're saying the same things. Like, why am I so stressed? Why am I so anxious? And then there's this inner knowing, like, if I don't feel better, if I don't get better, I might get cancer, or I might get a heart attack. So that's your connection with yourself. You have these thoughts, right? And so when you want to get better and start to heal, you have to listen to yourself. You have to form a deeper connection with yourself. You have to stop thinking you're crazy, or you're making it up, or it's all in your mind, because it's not. Chances are it's not. And whether the blood results or the doctor is validating your feelings or not, that's up to them. But you're not making it up. You've just got to, what I found is I just had to build a deeper connection to trust myself. I did trust everybody else except myself. So really, healing starts with a deeper connection to yourself. So it's starting to say, positive mindset, but it's starting to listen to yourself and trust yourself. And you know what? I'm worth waking up and having a glass of water with some fresh squeezed lemon. I'm worth that time versus, waking up, rolling over, opening the Starbucks app, putting in your order and driving there, bringing it home, and then waking yourself up. No. Like, having a deeper connection with yourself is building, these tools and these habits to feel better. And if, doing the whole wake up, order the coffee and go grab it made you feel better, you would have felt better by now. So we have to, really step back, and analyze, like, well, what's not working for me? I feel this anxiety. I feel this tension. I've got this inflammation, or I've got this, we all have mysterious illnesses or symptoms. And just be honest with yourself. Well, what can I do for myself? And And here's another, thing that I started to do for myself when I started to heal. I started to put my phone away. I found myself addicted to my phone. And I'll never forget, I would take my phone and put it in another room and then set a timer and be like, I'm not going to my phone for 10 minutes. And then I made it longer and longer because I had to have a better connection with myself before I can have a better connection with my spouse, my parents, my siblings, the world, my network of connections. I have to have a better connection with myself because we are living in a mirroring universe. So what we feel and how we feel about ourselves is what we're putting out there. So when we have a better connection with ourselves, we're going to have a better connection with the world. And for me, it starts right at home, a better connection with my dog, a better connection with my significant other, a better connection with Mark, a better connection with my mom and dad, a better connection with my clients. So when you show up for yourself and you start to listen to yourself and you start to do things for yourself, like put the phone down for 10 minutes and go read a book or go build your game or go ride your bike, whatever brought you joy, start to do it again. Start to tap into you. And that's really where we are in society. We totally lose connection of ourselves. And we become like this yes man society where it's like, well, someone says, this is politically incorrect. And you're like, but you don't believe that in your heart. You're like, no, it's not. This is the truth. There is, this and that. Well, when you agree just to let everything go, then you're breaking that connection with yourself. So you have to have boundaries and, really stand firm in your beliefs no matter what. And so really, I believe, Mark, my steps to healing was to building that connection with myself, getting to really know myself, getting to really trust myself, getting to really love myself. And then all of my relationships transformed. So it starts with you and then everybody else.
I totally agree. And everything begins with us as people. And if we're not right, then we can't make our relationships right with other people. And so it all revolves around us to begin with. And because you don't want to, if you're going through stuff, it's just not good to pass that around, but that kind of segues into what I would like to talk about next, and that's a network. And for me, the network I've developed, the people, I think we've developed our networks in similar ways. We both use LinkedIn extensively, which is a really, really good tool. And if you're not using LinkedIn, then I'd suggest that you take a look at it. And it's for business, but we use it and everybody uses it in their own way. But the beautiful thing about LinkedIn is the quality of people that come through LinkedIn is really tremendous. And it's not 100%, nothing is, but overall, as a social media network, it's really terrific. And so throughout this year, with the help of LinkedIn, along with other things that I've done, it's surrounded me with like-minded people and people who want to contribute and who want to band together. And it's such a great feeling, when everybody's pulling on the same end of the rope. And, instead of, me against you, you pulling against me, I'd rather have you on my side pulling with me instead of pulling against me. And so that's what I've worked to do, and I know that's what you do, Katie, as well. Is we look for those people who are willing to pull on the same end of the rope, because it's a lot easier, when we're working together instead of working against somebody else. So that's been so crucial to me, because what happens is this is when you're going through cancer, for instance, there's so much out there. And so what I wanted to do when I started this journey was I wanted to connect with people who've been there and done that. And that has turned out to be just a tremendous blessing, because it's brought me all sorts of people, including you, Katie, that have, brought me things that have little nuggets, and you get a little bit here and a little bit there, and pretty soon you've got a pretty good idea of what to do. And does everything work? No. Does everything work for everybody? No. But there are things that do work out there, and there are things that are really, really good. And that's what I've tried to do here, is to share with everybody what I've learned. And I get calls all the time from people saying, hey, like, would you talk to my brother, or would you talk to my friend, or would you talk to this person? Absolutely, because that's what it's all about. Is I want to help as many people as I possibly can in this cancer journey, because it's really, really complex. People, I was talking to my friend, Dr. David Villarreal, who has the Estrella products that we have a contest every week. And I was talking to him, and he was, we talked for probably about an hour and a half, and he said, I had no idea it was this deep and complex, which it is. And there's just so much that there's no playbook for cancer. There's no playbook for any disease. Everybody's just kind of like thrown in, and you have to figure it out. And there's so much to navigate. And it is really great when you could take that journey with other people that you trust. And that's what I am so thankful for, is the people around me have helped me tremendously. In fact, some of the advice that I've gotten has I can unequivocally say has saved my life. So I am so thankful for everybody. And if I haven't said thank you, I'm saying thank you now. So I really appreciate that. So what are your thoughts, Katie?
I think the missing word is the power of vulnerability. When you can band together with a community of people and share maybe your most vulnerable space, which to me, I was able to accomplish. There wasn't much in my life I was not able to accomplish on my own, and I didn't have to ask for help from people. So this, my greatest challenge, chronic pain and disease for 30 years, became my greatest lesson. And the lessons were, it's so important to band together with like-minded people and to help each other. And that's being vulnerable and talking about some of the darkness, because they can help you. They can bring in the light. When you open the door to talk about whatever your darkness is, you let in the light. So that's the power of vulnerability. You allow fresh new energy and healing to come in. But when we keep it a secret and try to do it on our own and push along, it's sickness. We create constriction and disease. So I'm totally with you, Mark. The power of being vulnerable about my story on LinkedIn and with other people in the community, even where I live, it's allowed me to just find people who are just like me. They want to help people. They want to help them do better and be better. And those are the people I want to be surrounded with, right? Haven't you heard that we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with? I want to hang out with 5 amazing, awesome, giving, loving people, because that's what I want to be. So you know, look around, make sure you have a great community of people around you. And if you don't, it's okay. It's okay. Find us, you know, join us on Clubhouse, you know, subscribe to Be Your Own Hero YouTube channel, this channel right here, subscribe, because this is the community. This is the like-minded people. And this is going to help you. It's baby steps. So it's like going to push you in the right direction. You're going to keep finding people. Once you find one, once I found Mark, then I found another one, and then I found another one. That's what happens. That's the power of community, of vulnerability. And because he's been there, he's done that. There's been so many things that Mark has helped me with that he probably doesn't even know, like helping me with my videos, helping me express myself more clearly. Even telling Mark some of the things that I'm working on, and he's keeping me accountable and saying, hey, Katie, I caught this. Like, that's what I want to be surrounded by. I want to be surrounded by people who know my goals, who hold me accountable and give me that tough love or that shoulder to cry on, which is all the things that, you know, I offer my clients when they work with me, because we need that. We need to feel heard. We need to express ourselves. And it's part of living is human connection. So when we remove connection, part of us is sick. I mean, I think there was a study, Mark, and I was like isolation, like living by yourself is like worse than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. So
and that's what a lot of people have experienced with the lockdowns and COVID. And so I mean, what you have said here, there's so many amazing things that you said. I was like, wow, that's really, I loved it. And thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Katie, and for being you and for being honest. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to wrap things up at this time. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining us at To Be Your Own Hero. Please subscribe, like, share the video, and make a comment in the video. And just please, and I hope and pray that everyone really enjoys this time of year, the holiday season, and connects with family and share what's really important and with the people that you love, and to be with the people that you love. And it's so excuse me, it's so important, especially in this day and age. So excuse me, thank you so much for joining us here. Can you sign off on this, Katie?
Yes.
I'm kind of choking.
Thank you so much for joining Mark and I here. I look forward to, you know, talking with you in the future and connecting. We are our own hero. So be your own hero. Focus on your thoughts, and just focus on this time of year and just the love, unconditional love that you can give out into the world. So have a wonderful holiday season, and we'll see you guys in the new year on Clubhouse. We love you so much. We're sending you so much love and light. Take care of yourselves. Be well.